Customers have been encouraged by American Pickers fans to shop at Mike Wolfe's quality antique store rather than at his competitor Frank Fritz's so-called hoarder business. Mike, who is 59 years old, is the proprietor of Antique Archaeology, which has stores in both LeClaire, Iowa, and Nashville, Tennessee. On the other hand, Frank, who is 60 years old, is the proprietor of Frank Fritz Finds in Savannah, Illinois. The United States Sun has been given exclusive information that customers have chosen Mike's store over Frank's shop. One of the reviews of Frank's store that can be found on Google reads as follows: "Besides the few motorcycles, the store is truly full of hoarder's junk. I was really looking forward to going to Frank's Finds, but I ended up being let down by it. If you want to find things of good quality, you should go to Mike's site. This shop is stocked with useless items that are sold for exorbitant prices, such as vintage oil cans bearing Frank's signature that cost $55 to $110 each. I am going to decline." A second voiced their criticism, saying, "Frank, you have every right to feel ashamed, considering that you run an antique shop. Create something similar to the Antique Archaeology series, or you can let them know that it's closed. That's humiliating." A third even encouraged customers to visit the antique store owned by the star of American Pickers, Robbie Wolfe. The patron wrote that they went out of their way to visit Frank Fritz Finds, and they said, "That was a significant error. I find it impossible to imagine that he would be involved in something like that. In order to get there, you have to go through a bar and look around for the exit. A great deal of dissatisfaction. Should have visited Robbie at his house in Davenport instead," said the speaker. The attorney representing Frank did not respond to a request for comment from the United States Sun. "Hold on to your turbulies. Since Frank had a stroke in July 2022, his shop has been having a hard time making ends meet." In an article published earlier this month by the U.S. Sun, the store's deplorable circumstances were detailed, complete with photographs showing rubbish strewn throughout the establishment. One of the pictures showed several pieces of wood stacked together, but there was no indication of their age or a price tag. In another one of the corners, there was a basket that was stuffed with pieces of wood that had been discarded. In another picture, there was a mound of metal scraps against the wall, but there was neither a description nor a price attached to the stack. There was also a display case that was mostly empty and included vintage soda cans. Among them was a can for a modern-day Coca-Cola, which was probably trash that a client had left behind. The United States Sun published an article in September on the damaged goods sold in Frank's shop. The Mickey Utley Band had signed several drumsticks that were included with one of the picks, which were displayed in a glass case that had been broken. With one of the other pictures, there is an old mannequin that is completely covered with spiderwebs. Along a windowsill, additional cobwebs were observed, and a photograph captured an image of a big spider in the area. There are things that have not been bought in a year, such signed oil cans that cost $40 each. Competitive marketing. The United States Sun has in the past stated that Mike's antique business in Iowa is regularly flooded with clients, although it is not possible to say the same thing about Frank's shop. One of Mike's clients commented to the United States Sun that the business owner always has customers coming in and out of his store. "There are a lot of fans who go out and buy merchandise and check out the pics that they see on the show." Photos that were obtained by the United States Sun showed consumers perusing antiques while waiting in line to make their purchases. Regarding Frank's shop, the photographs don't show a single consumer. According to the Insider, customers will occasionally look around at Frank's store. It's nowhere near as busy as Mike's place, that's for sure. Salazat Stories. In July, the United States Sun published an article about the expected yearly sales of antique archaeology in Iowa. According to the Experience Business Valuation Report, antique archaeology apparently had anticipated yearly revenues of $62,000. The business's credit score comes in at 23, which is considered to be medium-high risk. The following was stated regarding the score in the report. This score predicts the likelihood of serious credit delinquencies within the next 12 months. According to the ratings for the stability of the company's finances, Antique Archaeology was given a grade of 3 out of 5, which indicates a medium risk. In the study, it was stated that this rating predicts the likelihood of payment default and/or bankruptcy within the next 12 months. In response to a request for comment made by the U.S. Sun, a representative for Mike and Antique Archaeology did not immediately answer. According to the Experience Business Valuation Report for Frank Fritz finds, the annual sales at Frank's store are only estimated to be $25,000. The business credit score for the company is 27, indicating that it poses a medium risk. In terms of the financial stability risk ratings, the store was given a score of 4 out of 5, which corresponds to a medium-high risk. According to the findings of the survey, this indicates that there is 10% potential risk of severe financial distress within the next 12 months. The conservative leadership of Frank. Since he suffered the stroke, Frank's involvement in the company has decreased significantly. On August 18, his close friends brought an emergency petition for the appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the star, stating that the star's decision-making capacity is so impaired. But Frank is on the path to recovery, as a source previously informed the U.S. Sun. Frank is walking again after the stroke left the right half of his body paralyzed. Frank is recovering from a stroke that left the right side of his body paralyzed. A close friend of Frank's told the United States Sun in the past that Frank will also resume selecting products for the retail shop. Performance drama. After undergoing back surgery that resulted in his having 185 stitches and 2 rods implanted in his spine, Frank made his final appearance on American Pickers during the episode that aired in March 2020. Frank is currently taking some time off to recover from the procedure. In the year 2021, Mike revealed that Frank was no longer associated with the show. During an interview with the United States Sun in 2021, Frank discussed the conflict he was having with his co-star Mike. The holiday weekend of Memorial Day saw the two reconnect, and they remain good friends to this day. The United States Sun said that a source stated, "Everything between them is oak. They have been friends for the past 4 decades. They've been through high school together, and they've done all of this other stuff as well." According to the information provided by the source, Mike has paid Frank a number of visits ever since he suffered the stroke, and the two continue to phone and text each other today.